Have you ever wondered why your nights are no longer restful? Do you wake up multiple times just to pee, even though you felt fine before bed? And did you know that a few small changes, especially in your eating habits, could make all the difference? If you're over 70 and find yourself waking up again and again during the night to use the bathroom, you're definitely not alone. This isn't just in your head, something real is happening in your body. But here's what many people don't realize. These changes that feel so frustrating at night can often be eased, and sometimes even reversed, just by adjusting your daily routine. Especially when it comes to what you eat and when you eat it. Years ago, I thought getting up to pee at night was just another part of aging. Everyone around me seemed to be dealing with the same thing, so I accepted it. But that changed when I discovered that many seniors had actually found simple, natural ways to reduce those nighttime trips. You don't need a miracle drug, and you certainly don't need a complicated diet. What you do need is a better understanding of how sensitive the bladder becomes with age, especially to the foods and drinks we consume, and even how and when we move our bodies throughout the day. In this video, I'll share with you 7 clear, proven, and easy-to-follow strategies that can help you reduce those late-night bathroom visits, starting tonight. You'll learn how certain foods can ease bladder pressure, how to gently retrain your body into a more restful rhythm, and even how a simple nightly habit might help you sleep through the night without interruption. This matters so much, especially if you live alone, struggle with joint pain, or feel mentally foggy and physically tired in the morning. Poor sleep can impact your memory, your mood, your sense of balance, and even your confidence. But the good news is, it doesn't have to stay that way. Stick with me, and I'll walk you through each step in a calm and easy way. One of these 7 changes could be the key to finally giving you the peaceful, uninterrupted rest you've been craving, and the renewed energy to take on your day. Let's begin with step 1, adjusting your dinner timing earlier in the evening. This simple shift could be more powerful than you think. One of the most powerful changes you can make is shifting your dinner to an earlier time, ideally at least 3 hours before you go to bed. Why does this matter? When we eat late, especially heavy meals, our bodies stay busy digesting well into the night. That ongoing digestion process means your body continues producing and processing fluids, putting extra pressure on your bladder just when you're trying to get some rest. The result? More trips to the bathroom and less quality sleep. But when you finish dinner earlier in the evening, your body gets a head start on breaking down the food and handling the fluids long before you lie down. This simple adjustment can make a big difference. There's a solid physiological reason behind this. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at concentrating urine. That means we naturally produce more urine during the night, especially if digestion is still underway. I recall one man named Harold, age 78, who used to eat dinner around 8:30 p.m. He believed going to bed right after a big meal would help him fall asleep faster. But what it actually did was keep his bladder active throughout the night. When Harold started eating dinner at 5:30 instead, and limited fluids after 7 p.m., he went from waking up 3 or 4 times per night to just once. That's not magic, it's simply biology working with your rhythm, not against it. There's an added bonus too. People who eat earlier tend to fall into deeper, more restorative sleep. That kind of rest not only supports better bladder control, but it also helps with memory, mood, and daily energy. Just this one habit, having dinner earlier and avoiding fluid-heavy foods, can lead to meaningful improvements in both your sleep and brain health. So tonight, try a light early dinner. Skip the salty soups or high-sodium options and aim to finish your meal by 6 p.m. if possible. Then, pay attention to how your body responds. You may be surprised by just how quickly you notice the difference, even within the very first week. Now, let's move into step 2, the power of potassium-packed vegetables. This often overlooked strategy can make a real impact on your nighttime comfort. Increasing your intake of potassium, especially from vegetables that don't spike your blood sugar, can help regulate the balance of sodium in your body. When sodium is kept in check, your body holds on to less water, And that means your kidneys don't have to work overtime producing urine while you sleep. One of the most effective vegetables for this purpose is spinach. Not only, not only is spinach packed with potassium, but it's also incredibly gentle on the stomach, especially when it's lightly cooked. Adding a small portion of it to your dinner plate or blending it into a warm soup can offer nighttime support to your bladder without overwhelming your digestive system. Another excellent option? Avocado. Though technically a fruit, most of us treat it like a vegetable. It's naturally low in sugar, rich in potassium, and works wonders in helping the body reduce water retention in a natural, balanced way. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. When your potassium levels are low, your body tends to hold on to sodium. That sodium, in turn, pulls water into your system, forcing your kidneys to stay active. The result? Frequent nighttime bathroom trips that keep you from getting the deep rest your body needs. But when you get enough potassium, especially from the right vegetables, your body relaxes. Your kidneys work more efficiently, the urgency to pee fades, and you start sleeping through the night with fewer interruptions. I remember hearing from a 71-year-old woman named Carol. She had been taking a diuretic to manage her blood pressure and was getting up 5 times a night to use the bathroom. She felt drained all the time. After making a small but consistent change, adding steamed zucchini and half a cup of baked sweet potato to her dinner 3 nights a week, she began waking only once most nights. That one change dramatically improved her energy, her mood, and even her confidence during the day. Now, this doesn't mean you need to eat a mountain of vegetables at every meal. It's about choosing the right ones, those that quietly support your bladder and kidneys without spiking your blood sugar. Leafy greens like kale and Swiss chard, gently cooked beets, and even sautéed mushrooms are excellent additions. Keep your portions modest and try rotating different veggies throughout the week to give your body variety and full-spectrum nutrients. And here's a key tip. This potassium strategy works best when you also reduce sodium in your dinner. Think of it like a partnership. Potassium can't work effectively if it's constantly battling against a high-salt meal. So balance is everything. Lighten the salt, boost the potassium, and see how your body responds. You might notice fewer bathroom trips and deeper, more restorative sleep before the week is even over. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 2 below so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support really helps us continue sharing helpful, practical content that informs and inspires. Now, let's keep going. Step 3. Reducing caffeine and hidden stimulants. Caffeine is often the first thing people think of when they're trying to cut back on bladder irritants. But most seniors are genuinely surprised by just how many foods and drinks quietly contain ingredients that overstimulate the bladder long after the sun goes down. It's not just the afternoon coffee you might have had at 3 p.m. It's the piece of dark chocolate you enjoyed after dinner, the glass of iced tea during a phone chat, or that seemingly harmless cup of decaf that still holds a small but potent hit of caffeine. Here's what many don't realize. Your bladder is a muscle, and like all muscles, it responds to what you feed it. Caffeine, artificial sweeteners, and compounds like theobromine, found in chocolate, can all make that muscle jumpy and irritable. The result? You end up waking up again and again to pee, even if you didn't have much to drink in the evening. Cutting out these hidden triggers, especially in the afternoon and evening, can lead to real, almost immediate improvements by the time you're ready for bed. Let me share George's story. He's 78 and had accepted waking up 4 times a night as just part of getting older. He insisted he didn't consume caffeine after lunch, but once we looked a little closer, we noticed a few culprits: a small square of dark chocolate with dinner, a sugar-free mint before bed, and a bedtime herbal tea that actually had black tea mixed in. After replacing those items with truly caffeine-free alternatives and switching to natural sweeteners like a small slice of banana or a drizzle of honey, his nightly bathroom trips dropped dramatically, from 4 to just once. That change didn't just give him better sleep, it gave him more energy the next day and more peace of mind at night. This step isn't about giving up everything you enjoy. It's about being kind to your body. After all, your body needs that deep, uninterrupted sleep to repair your heart, balance your hormones, and support your immune system. So, one of the gentlest, most powerful gifts you can give yourself is to start paying attention to what you're consuming after mid-afternoon, say, around 2 or 3 p.m., and making small, smart swaps. You might be surprised at how quickly your nights change. Because you might end up paying for it at 1 a.m., again at 3 o'clock, and once more by 5 a.m., so go easy on the stimulants. Try switching to calming alternatives in the evening, like a cup of chamomile tea, warm milk with a pinch of turmeric, or even cinnamon tea. And instead of reaching for a sugary dessert, opt for a naturally sweet piece of fruit. These subtle shifts might seem small, but over time, they make a noticeable difference. Your bladder and your quality of sleep will quietly thank you for it during the still hours of the night. Step 4. Supporting your bladder with pelvic floor exercises. One of the most overlooked reasons older adults struggle with nighttime urination has nothing to do with what they eat or drink. It's about muscle tone, specifically the strength of the pelvic floor muscles that support your bladder. Just like your legs get weaker if you don't use them, your pelvic floor can lose tone over the years. This is especially common after childbirth, surgery, or simply due to aging. When these muscles weaken, your bladder doesn't have the support it needs to hold urine comfortably through the night. But here's the good news. Like any other muscle in your body, the pelvic floor can be strengthened. And when that happens, you'll start to notice fewer sudden urges, better control, and longer, more restful stretches of sleep. Imagine the relief of not having to wake up every hour just to make it to the bathroom. Now, let's be honest. Most people have heard of Kegels, but very few are confident they're doing them right. Thankfully, you don't need special equipment, and there's no gym required. The simplest version is this. Tighten the same muscles you'd use to stop yourself from urinating. Hold that squeeze for about 3 seconds, then release. That's 1 rep. Aim for 10 reps in a row, 2 to 3 times per day. It only takes a few minutes, but the payoff can be significant. Take Carol, for example. She's 72 and had been waking up every 90 minutes, completely drained by morning. Her sleep, mood, and energy were suffering. But after just 2 weeks of doing pelvic floor exercises consistently, she started sleeping nearly 5 hours straight. By the end of the month, she was waking up just once per night, and even that seemed more like a habit than a necessity. These exercises don't deliver magic overnight, but with a little consistency, they can return something deeply valuable: healing, uninterrupted sleep. And strengthening your pelvic floor isn't just about fewer bathroom trips. It's about reclaiming your comfort, your confidence, and the joy of moving through your day and night without constantly worrying about where the nearest restroom is. If you're still watching this video and finding these tips helpful, please comment the number 4 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you won't miss future videos. Your support truly helps us continue making content that informs, empowers, and uplifts. Now, let's keep going. Step 5. Clearing bladder triggers from your diet. What you eat throughout the day can silently influence how many times you get up at night to use the bathroom. Most people never connect the dots, but the truth is, certain foods can irritate the lining of your bladder. This irritation makes it more sensitive, more prone to urgency, and less able to hold urine for extended periods, especially at night when your body needs to rest and repair. Some of the most common dietary culprits include citrus fruits, like oranges and grapefruits, tomato-based sauces, spicy foods, chocolate, and artificial sweeteners. While these might seem like nutritious or harmless treats, they can act like hidden saboteurs for a sensitive bladder. Imagine trying to sleep while something inside is nudging your bladder again and again. It's no wonder rest becomes elusive. Let's take Richard, age 78, as an example. Every night, without fail, he enjoyed a comforting bowl of spicy chili followed by a fresh slice of orange. He believed it was a healthy routine, high in fiber, loaded with vitamin C, and warming before bed. But night after night, he found himself waking up 3, sometimes 4 times, wandering in the dark, stiff and sleepy, trying to fall back asleep. After learning more about how food affects the bladder, Richard decided to make a few simple swaps at dinner time. He replaced his spicy chili with gentle options like oatmeal, grilled fish, and steamed carrots. The transformation was almost immediate. Within just 1 week, he reported sleeping 6 uninterrupted hours, for the first time in years. His energy improved, and so did his mood. This isn't about depriving yourself of flavor or joy. It's about understanding that your body, especially your bladder, evolves with age. Some things that once felt fine may no longer serve you. Paying attention to these changes isn't restriction, it's respect. So take a moment to reflect on your usual meals, particularly those after lunchtime. If you spot any common bladder triggers, try leaving them out for a few days. You might be amazed at how much more peaceful your nights become. Step 6. Practicing timed night routines. One of the most overlooked yet incredibly effective strategies for cutting down nighttime bathroom visits doesn't involve food or drink at all. It's about when you go to the bathroom in the evening. Many older adults feel a strong urge right before heading to the bathroom, but by the time that urge hits, the bladder may already be overstretched or slightly irritated. That sets the stage for restless nights filled with multiple awakenings. So what's the solution? That's where timed voiding comes in. This isn't just a casual suggestion, it's a widely recommended, evidence-based method used in senior care centers and advised by continence specialists across the globe. So what exactly is timed voiding? It's simple, really. Instead of waiting for the urge, you go by the clock. Start in the early evening, perhaps around dinner time, and make a point to use the bathroom every 2 hours, regardless of whether you feel like you need to or not. Then, finish with one last trip right before you go to bed. No skipping, no waiting. This approach trains your bladder to stay ahead of the sensation rather than constantly reacting to it. Let me share the story of Harold, age 82. For years, Harold believed waking up 5 times a night was just what came with getting older. Every morning, he felt drained and defeated. But everything shifted when his granddaughter, a nurse, encouraged him to try a structured routine, using the restroom every 2 hours in the evening. Within just a few days, something remarkable happened. He started sleeping longer stretches. He felt more in control, and more than anything, he stopped feeling like his bladder was the one calling the shots. That sense of regained control is powerful. It's not just physical, there's a strong psychological benefit too. When your brain begins to recognize and expect a regular rhythm, it builds a sense of predictability and peace. Over time, this routine can ease the anxiety that often builds up around nighttime urination. That calm mental space helps create a smoother, more restful night. If you're still watching this and finding these insights helpful, I'd love for you to comment number 6 below so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs, inspires, and supports you on your wellness journey. Now, let's keep going. Step 7. Strengthening your pelvic muscles. You may not see them or talk about them much, but your pelvic floor muscles are quiet heroes when it comes to managing nighttime urination. These muscles cradle your bladder and help control the flow of urine, especially during sleep. But like all muscles, they can lose strength over time, from natural aging, periods of inactivity, or even certain medications. At first, it might be just a little urgency here, a minor leak there. But before long, you find yourself waking up 3, 4, even 5 times each night, feeling like your bladder is the one calling the shots, not you. It's frustrating, disruptive, and exhausting. Yet, here's the hopeful truth. Those changes don't have to be permanent. You can take back control. The good news is that the muscles responsible for supporting your bladder and controlling urine flow can be strengthened without any fancy machines, gym memberships, or expensive therapies. In fact, all it takes is a few focused minutes a day. The exercises are known as Kegel exercises, and while the name might sound unusual, the results speak for themselves. Here's how to do them. Gently tighten the same muscles you would use to stop urinating midstream. Hold that contraction for about 3 to 5 seconds, then release. That's 1 repetition. Start with 5 reps and slowly build your way up to 10. Ideally, aim for 3 sets a day. It's not about pushing hard, it's about staying consistent. You're not building muscle mass, you're restoring communication between your brain and your bladder. Let me tell you about Richard, age 77. He once shared that he had stopped attending his beloved weekly bowling league, not because of physical pain, but because the embarrassment of nighttime leaks left him tired, distracted, and anxious. But something changed. He began practicing Kegels during the commercial breaks while watching his favorite old Western shows. Within weeks, not only did his sleep improve, but so did his self-assurance. He began to feel in control again. That's the quiet power of consistency. When your body begins to work with you rather than against you, even in these small ways, you gain something priceless: trust. Trust in your body's rhythms, trust in your ability to sleep through the night. And trust that aging doesn't have to mean surrendering your freedom. Aging may bring its own set of surprises, and waking up over and over again just to pee can feel like one of the most irritating ones. But it doesn't have to become your new normal. Whether it's by adjusting your diet, timing your fluids, or strengthening your pelvic muscles with simple habits like this, you have more influence than you think. Whether it's cutting back on caffeine or discovering the quiet strength of a few simple pelvic floor exercises, these small but mindful changes can give you back what so many take for granted: restful nights and sharper, more energetic days. I've witnessed people well into their 70s and 80s transform their nights, not through some miracle drug or complicated treatment, but by paying closer attention to the quiet signals their bodies were sending. They chose to respond with care and intention, not fear or frustration. You deserve nights where sleep comes easily and lasts deeply. You've earned that peace. Even if recently you've been waking up every hour, that doesn't mean it's permanent. The body, even with age, still listens, it still adapts, it still heals. But to do that, it needs your steady cooperation. Not perfection, just small, consistent steps in the right direction. So start with just one change. Choose one habit that feels manageable. Maybe it's eating dinner a little earlier. Maybe it's that gentle stretch before bed. Or maybe it's simply choosing a calming tea instead of your usual evening snack. Then try another. With time, these small choices build momentum. And before you know it, your nights start to feel peaceful again. The truth is, regaining bladder control after 70 isn't about chasing magic or relying on medication. It's about patience, self-awareness, and holding on to the belief that your comfort, your dignity, still matters. Because it absolutely does. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We'd truly love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share one insight you gained from this video, or one thing you're inspired to try tonight. Your voice matters here, and reading your comments gives us the motivation to keep bringing you valuable, uplifting content. If this video helped you or someone you care about, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue creating content that informs, supports, and inspires. Wishing you peaceful sleep, vibrant health, and joyful days ahead. Take good care of yourself, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next video.